My name is Michael McFadden,
I'm Velvet McFadden.
and we own McFadden Trailer Sales, 5M Feed, and McFadden Grain. We're located at 601 First Street. Our business hours are 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, 8 to noon on Saturday. And during the summer hours, it's 8 to 6 Monday through Friday, and 8 to 12 on Saturday. Well, right here on the corner, we've been here 8.5 years. Actually, McFadden Grain, if you go back to my dad, he started McFadden Grain earlier than that, but he actually started selling Pioneer Seed in 1978. So that is 45 years that the McFaddens have been selling Pioneer Seed. The trailer sales, we've been doing that 11 years, and the feed, we've been doing that about 8 years. Being under 3 businesses, really our main thing would be Pioneer Seed. As a farming community, everybody needs seed for their fields to grow crops. On the feed side of things, you know, we're still a growing business. I've been asking customers, what do we need to carry? We're trying to cover all cattle equipment best we can. If we don't have it out here on the lot, that doesn't mean that we don't have access to it. On the trailer side of things, we sell trailers coast to coast. We got a map on the wall, and we've sold trailers in California to Florida to New York, New Jersey. Pioneer Seed, I kind of gave that explanation up front. Dad started that in 1978, and the way Pioneer works is we're an independent sales representative for Pioneer Hybrid International. When Dad got ready to retire, he already had me as an associate sales rep. I've actually been selling seed for Pioneer for 18 years. I've been doing it on my own for 8 years. So when Dad retired, I picked up the McFadden Grain Agency and continued on with Pioneer. Trailer sales is kind of a funny story. When I was a kid, Dad come home from work one day to eat lunch, and I was on the tennis court in our backyard, and we had an electric lawnmower, and it had a trailer hooked on the back of it. And instead of driving forward, I was driving in reverse at about 8 years old. And my dad looked at my mom and he said, "Hey," he said, "what's the matter with that kid?" She said, "I don't know, he's been doing that all morning." So he comes outside and he says, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, driving the lawnmower." And he says, "Well, you're going backwards." And I said, "Well, it's boring going forward." So I kind of have a trailer fetish, if you want to know the truth. And I started that for fun, and it just grew into a business, and it just kept growing, and it's something that I really enjoy doing. The feed side of things, I bought it from Landon Smith, Katie Dids. Landon and Sharon were like mother and father to me. I grew up in their house. Their kids grew up in our house. I just felt like that it would work well for our community. I guess I see the future here is our water is decreasing, and I feel like our cattle's going to increase. And I felt like it was something that Olton could utilize. And I hope that we're providing a service for this community that benefits the people of Olton. You know, on the 5M feed side of things, we carry bulk feed. We've got cattle cake, 2 different kinds of cattle cake. We just recently started a show cattle ration, which I think a commercial operator could use that. You know, we're talking about $275 to $325 a ton cheaper than bagged feed. We can get it in semi-loads. If a guy wants it direct, we can do cow cake in semi-loads direct. If, you know, a customer has a place to store that feed. Water tanks, fencing material, dog food, cat food, pig feed. Olton, luckily, we have our Olton Junior Livestock Show where, you know, I think we're at 78 years with our stock show. And we have Nikki Smith, our ag teacher, is doing an awesome job, and our show program is really growing. And so we're really supported by our local kids that are showing, and, you know, we're proud to do that for those kids. That's something that I enjoy, is supporting that stock show and supporting those kids. As a kid growing up, stock shows probably had a great part of who I am today. They molded me. The traveling that I did, the places that I got to go, the responsibilities that I had as a young man really molded me to, I give it credit for who I am today. It was a big part of my life. In August, we have a mineral program. As long as our, LNC, they're out of Altus, Oklahoma. Sometimes, or nearly every August, they put on a program where you can book your mineral, or basically contract your mineral. And so if a guy's buying, a large amount of mineral, we try to help beat that higher price by contracting. Sometimes we can, sometimes we can't. But that's really the one thing that we have is in August for the cattle side of things. I don't think anybody would argue that Olton is a close-knit community in people's time of need. We've had fundraisers throughout the years of families who, have had health problems or deaths in the family. This community comes together and they love one another, and this community is well supporting of itself. I mean, people do business here. I try to support local businesses. I think that's important for this community. I say, get in the car, drive to Sudan, drive to Amherst, drive to Littlefield. Look at your county. I have nothing against those communities, and I mean no bad harm by that, but I think as citizens of Olton, we need to be proud of this community because we do have locally owned businesses that support each other, and our community supports us. But when you go look at these other towns, we need to pay attention to it because it's heartbreaking. I'm in those cities a few times a year, and it breaks my heart to see where they're at today. You don't get no better than Olton, Texas. We're so close to Plainview that it has created us not to have a grocery store. And fortunately, we're in the process that, the Rahinos are fixing to put in a little market, and I think it's great. If we don't support our local businesses, we won't have them. I mean, this community has to support itself. I'll have customers come in from Nazareth, Dimmitt. They're here for lunch. I'll say, hey, we got 3-4 good places to eat lunch. I'll name off our restaurants, but we're fortunate to have the restaurants that we have. Pet supplies are probably one. We do sell dog and cat food. If a guy has a dog or a cat, I'll welcome them to come by. And we have bigger bulk bags of dog food, 50-pound bags of dog food, 25 pounds of cat food. And shop us, get a pencil, do the math, do it by the pound, see who's cheaper.
We have fish food, and parrot food,
Yep.
and rabbit food.
We do. We have a customer with a parrot. We have rabbit customers. And don't tell nobody, but there's a lot of chickens in the city limits of Olton, Texas.
Our phone number is 806-285-3194. We're available during business hours, and we'll be happy to help with any questions. We do have a Facebook page. We do have an Instagram page. McFadden Trailer Sales has an Instagram page. 5M Feed and Trailer Sales both have a Facebook page.
We also have McFaddenFarms.com. It would be our trailer sales website. I would have to thank this community for its support because it has supported us well, and we really appreciate it. The local area, Dimmitt, Spring Lake Earth, Nazareth, Hart, they've supported us. It makes me feel good. It makes me realize that we are a benefit to the community. And that's what I want to be. I want to have a purpose to be here. This is something I've never done before. I mean, it started out as a trailer sales for fun that's turned into a business. I really enjoy what I do, and Velvet and I need to thank the community for their support because we've been blessed.
Hi, my name is David Olivares, and I'm the manager here at Anna's Mexican Restaurant. We are located here at 809 First Street, Olton, Texas. We are open from 11 to 2 and 5 to 8:30. We provide great Mexican food and great service. Our fajitas are really popular, our enchiladas. My brother came down back in '97, started working for Tino's, and he stayed, I guess maybe a year, a little under a year, and he ended up buying it from them. And then as soon as he did that, that's when I came down. Maybe 3 or 4 years later, changed it from Tino's to Anna's. Well, it's a small community. I like small communities. And people around here, they come together, support each other, which is great. Small communities, I think, is great for raising kids. So we decided to stay and raise ours. I think it's important to keep the businesses going in your hometown, keep them open. You could be helping a friend, family. Don't have to travel out of town to buy groceries, food. You can keep it all here in town. We just started with the alcohol, so that'd be something everybody can maybe take advantage if they feel like. We have, of course, the domestic and some imports on beer, and we have the basic liquor, Crown, Jack, Tito's, so of course tequila. Margaritas, they're going pretty good, so hopefully we can keep that up. They're really good. You need to try them out. Well, we do have a Facebook page, but the best way is calling 806-285-2524. Well, I want to thank everybody here in Olton for their business, and hopefully we can keep them coming.
Hi, my name is Michael Ramage, and my wife Stacy Ramage, and I own and operate Ramage Funeral Directors here in Olton. We are located here at 715 West 9th Street here in Olton, just down from City Hall and across the street from the elementary school and gym. Business hours, that's a little tricky. We try to keep our prices lower than most funeral homes, but we do that by not being open constantly. So a lot of people know if they see my car here, they stop, or everybody has access to my cell phone, which they call, and we just set appointments and times when people want to come in. So a lot of times we're closed if you just stop by at a random time. We bought the funeral home here in Olton in 2007, so we are going on our 16th year come April of 23. So for a while now. So we provide just your typical traditional funeral services. A traditional funeral would be where you have just a visitation and a church service, and then go to a cemetery afterwards for burial. We provide graveside services. We can take care of any cremation needs that one might have, or we offer pre-need funeral sales where you can purchase your funeral and freeze the price at what it costs today and purchase it early. So we also aid the Olton Cemetery Association in selling grave spaces for them and just helping them take care of their records. We also can assist you in buying a headstone or a marker for the cemetery if you need something for your loved one out there. We also offer packages that do provide you a significant discount if you decide to choose one of the funeral packages that we have. So I was born in Hale Center and raised right here in Olton. Back when I was a 7th grader, we had a tour of the funeral home here, and Mike Foskey, who owned the funeral home at that time, that would have been about 1985 or so, a long time ago. We had a tour over here, and he gave us a tour, and I just was fascinated. And for some reason after that, I always had it in the back of my head that this is what I wanted to do. Went off to McMurray University after I graduated in '91 and got a teaching degree, but I always still wanted to do this. So I went on to mortuary school and graduated from there. I worked in Borger and in Dumas at funeral homes, and then in 2004 I was able to move home and start farming. Of course, 2007 came along and I was able to purchase the funeral home, and I guess it's history from there, huh? I'm sure everybody loves their small town community that they're from, but there's just something about the people in Olton and the feel that you get when you're here. It's not the prettiest place to live, and it's fun to visit other places, but it always feels so good to come home and just, even if you have troubles with some, you just always, it's just a close knit. Everybody seems to just love each other and take care of each other, and it's just a special feeling that you get when you're here. I think it's very important to support local businesses. Towns our size, Olton size, over 2,000 people, you have to rely on each other, and if not, it's real easy just to drive to Plainview or to Lubbock, but it's sure a pain to have to do that all the time. And then I do business in other communities in the area that do struggle. The businesses struggle because of people going to bigger towns, and so it's just nice to be able to support your local businesses that way, that you don't have to leave town if you don't want to. It guarantees a future for our children and the ones that haven't moved here yet that we hope will. I think one thing that we offer here product-wise that you might not know about is we offer what they call fingerprint jewelry now. It originally started out to be cremation jewelry, and it can be. You can actually put some of the cremains of your loved one inside either the necklace or the ring or whatever that we have, but a lot of people now are just using it for fingerprints, and so we can take a fingerprint of your loved one and have it on file and make all kinds of different jewelry out of that. They also can put your picture or your handwriting on it, and it's really special to have. So that's something that we offer that you might not have known about. One other thing that we do that you might not know about, and basically it's just our price. Most people think that when you go to a larger city, you're going to find a cheaper price. In certain things you will, but as far as a funeral, I'm pretty confident that you can come here and find either a lower price or a better price than you would, say, in Plainview or Lubbock even. There's many ways you can get a hold of me. Of course, everybody here in town that knows me knows what I drive, and so if you see me, just wave me down, I'll stop. But you can always call the funeral home, 806-285-2621. That's the landline. You can call my cell phone, 806-638-2898. We have a website. It's www.ramagefuneraldirectors.com. We have Facebook page. It's out there, Ramage Funeral Directors Facebook page. So there's lots of ways to get in contact with me. You can call Stacy. You can holler down at City Hall, and they'll know how to get a hold of me. So I'm pretty readily available whenever needed. We do have an email address. It's actually a new address. Our email address is wecare@ramagefd.com. So just wecare at Ramage Funeral Directors or ramagefd.com. And as our slogan goes, we are small enough to care, but large enough to serve. For anybody considering pre-arranging or pre-planning their funeral arrangements, just kind of how it works is you go ahead and you come in, you kind of pick out everything that you would like. You can start making payments on it. You can pay it in full or just start making payments. It freezes the cost at what it is today. So if you don't use it for 20 years, which is what everybody hopes, then you have significant savings on your funeral plans. So if anybody's interested in doing that and they want to come in, just give me a call. Anybody who mentions seeing this video will get a $250 cash discount off of their pre-arrangements that they set up. I know thinking about your funeral or planning your funeral or having to bury a loved one is not something that we want to do, but it's something that everybody goes through in their lifetime. I don't like to be needed, but it is a needed job here in town, and it's been an honor for me the last 16 years to own and operate this funeral home and take care of the people that I grew up with and that helped raise me. I just want to thank everybody for trusting us, and my staff and Stacy and I and my boys who are starting to go into it also. We're just proud to be here and honored that Olton supports us and lets us do what I enjoy doing, but just to be here to take care of their families. It's an honor to do that.
Hi, I'm Andrew, and I own Flourish Flowers and Gifts. We're located at 514 8th Street in Olton, just right off of Main Street. Our business hours were open every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and then on Saturdays we're open 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. We have been in business since June of 2012, so just about 10 years. We provide full-service floral needs, so we do weddings, funerals, everyday arrangements, whatever floral needs anyone might have. Most of the time we can service those. We do also carry a wide array of unique gifts and lots of clothing, accessories, and jewelry and kind of stuff like that. As far as promotions, there is a promotion that we run every single week. So it's every Tuesday. We do all of our graphic t-shirts and sweatshirts, 20% off every single week. That's all that we kind of have lined up right now, but we do have lots of things that we post on Facebook. If we have things that pop up or discounted prices, we do post that on Facebook first. And we also have a sale tab on our website where there's always things that are marked down. I guess it was about 2011, I kind of just started helping here at the flower shop, every so often, and it kind of turned into something fun that I just came over here and hung out every day with the previous owner. We became friends and everything, and one thing kind of led to another, and before I knew it, I was just kind of here, and it was all kind of a learn as you go process. There's still some things that I still try to have to learn every day because I just kind of jumped into it. So I just kind of take it day by day, learning things that I don't know and stuff like that. So it's been really, really fun, and every year we kind of do something a little bit different or add a service or kind of add something new to the store. So it keeps it fun and keeps things moving around. A lot of the stuff that I kind of have to go and learn is some floral technical things. I really wasn't trained professionally. It's just something I've had a knack for, is what we kind of discovered. So there are some things that I still gonna have to learn how to build certain mechanics and technically put things together. So there's just some things like that, like prom corsages are my absolute least thing to do. And so I definitely have to refresh every year, like kind of how I'm gonna make those and put them together, kind of stuff like that. In 2011, kind of when I started coming hang out here and stuff like that, was because I made like wall hangings and different handmade jewelry. And the previous owner here allowed me to kind of sell those things here. And so I started selling a lot more than normal and things like that. So I kind of would just get busier making more and more. So I was just here more often, and it just made it kind of like we were transitioning things to eventually it to be my store. And so it was just kind of fun and really made me see things in a different way. There are so many reasons why I love Olton. I love the community. I love the small town. I love that everyone kind of does know each other. Of course, everyone has differences and everything like that, but at the end of the day, everyone's always willing to help out. When there's stuff going on at the school, it's an exciting thing for the whole community, or when someone in the community wins, I feel like it's a win for everyone. I definitely feel like it is important to support local businesses, and one of the reasons why is because there's so many different businesses here that employ people that live here. And so when these people have, everyone here in Olton has a job that they're not having to travel for, it just keeps things here. It makes life so much more convenient for everyone here. You know, one of the things I think about is like the Care Center employs so many local people. So many businesses employ local people, and I think it's important to keep those businesses here and keep those people working here in the community. In the school, you don't think about how many people work at the school, and just different things like that. Even like the co-op, there's so many people from here that work at these places, and if any of those places were taken out, it does cause an impact to our local economy and just our friends. We do offer like interior decorating. So we do go into people's homes a lot and decorate for everyday or seasonal things. That's not really something that is advertised in the store very often, but that's something that we do offer. We do have every sort of communication available. The best way is to give us a call at the store during business hours, because there's always someone here to answer the phone. If I'm not the one answering phone, someone else knows how to reach me or whatever to answer any question that anyone might have. We do also have on our website, we have all of our contact information. So we do have Instagram and Facebook, and then our email addresses are also listed on ishopflourish.com. And there's even like a reach out page on there. So if you need to email us, you can email us directly from the website too. Our phone number is 806-285-2253. Our Instagram handle is at ishopflourish. And we do have a Facebook VIP group page that we're really active in, and we have conversations all the time with everyone in there. And that's just called Flourish Boutique VIP Group. And then our website is ishopflourish.com. My philosophy on social media and just continuing to try and grow our online presence through social media, it is definitely a way that keeps our business not heavily dependent on just foot traffic. We have to definitely depend on surrounding communities and other people in different cities to help keep our business thriving. So it does take a lot of work, but we are active on social media, and we try to just grow our business that way too. So we want to stay in Olton forever. And so when we are active on social media and growing there, it allows the business to thrive, and we never have to leave. So if you are watching this video, we'd love to give you a discount. So if you come into the store and show us this video or show us this Facebook post, we'll give you 20% off one item of your choice.
Hey guys, my name is Kaylee. I am the manager here at Flourish. I have been here since the very beginning, so lots of fun times and enjoyed getting to meet a lot of different people.
So as I mentioned earlier, we just celebrated 10 years, and so that's been really awesome, and we can't thank the community enough for all of the support you've shown. It just means the world to us, and we just can't express enough gratitude.
We cannot wait for hopefully 10 more years and many more to come, and we have loved serving in the community and the people in it.
Hello, my name is Laura Arriola and my husband
Carlos Arriola, and we're the owner of Laura's Restaurant. We are located on 715 First Street on Highway 70. Our business hours are from 8 a.m. through 3 p.m. from Tuesday through Sunday. We're closed on Mondays. We've been here since 2016.
Our food is different than just Mexican food. It's just a little multicultural, I'll say, because we have a little bit of our typical food from our country. We're from El Salvador. We do have daily specials, and just to mention one of them is like Wednesdays, we do offer fried chicken, and that's very, very good. We have a space that we rented out for quinceañeras, graduation parties, baby showers, birthday parties. We can fit like 150 people. We're from El Salvador, both of us, and we grew up in the same little town, but he came first, and then years after I moved in US too, but we went to California, Los Angeles area. So we got married and have our first babies, which is Carla. We have 3 kids, but first when Carla born, she was a little baby, and we decided to move to a different place, like more calm, more nice to grow up kids. We wanted to offer them a comfortable home, and the chance to own the business came up to us after a few years living here.
We had a friend that he used to live in Alton, and that's the way we find out about Alton. We decided, why not try something new? And we, like she said, we landed here in Alton, Texas, and at the beginning it's kind of hard moving from big cities to a small town. But we get used to it, and we love it. You know, we are thankful to the community of Alton because they have to give us the support. Like she said, we had that idea to have a business, and then we bought this place. And since then, since 2016, we've been in business with the restaurant. I think it's really good if we support the small business, especially here in the town, because around here there's a couple towns, and I mean, you don't see nothing going on. And then Alton, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. You know, it's calm, there's no violence. And then it's a nice place to grow up your kids.
Our number is 806-285-2938. You can call us anytime between 8 in the morning to 3 o'clock. And to see what we offer, also we have the Facebook page. We have a few pictures of the menu, what we offer and all that. If you have any questions or contact us asking about the space we rent or having orders ready ahead of time or things like that, always call us, and we are so glad to help you all out.
We just have a huge thanks for everyone who has been supporting us, and we want to continue giving that good service. We're working hard every day to be better, and everyone is welcome to come visit Laura's Restaurant.
Hello, my name is Alan Debnam, and my wife Tanya and I bought this business in 2019. We are the owners of Open Welding and Machine. Olton Welding is located on 1st Street, which is Highway 70, right on the west side of town. It's 1115 1st Street, right beside Avenue M. This business was started in 1982 by Elmer Lewis. And so I was his bookkeeper for 26 years. And in 2019, he sold it to Tanya and I. He actually came back to work for me for a little while, and we've had a lot of fun together. When people ask about our products and services, I always chuckle because we're so diversified. We do lots of farm machinery manufacturing where we build floats and sand fighters. We build cotton head extensions, sprinkler stops, things of that nature. Lots of just farm equipment stuff. And then we do a lot of job shop repairs. So a lot of our business is just repairing whatever's broken on any given season. It might be the augers on a grain cart. It might be something on a cotton stripper. It might be refurbishing the shanks on a ripper. Another part of our business is part sales, straight across the counter. So we carry lots of bearings and hydraulics and U-joint stuff, driveline stuff, lots and lots of bolts and fasteners, and a lot of tillage tools. So we're pretty diversified. We got about 8,000 items on the computer. Our services are machine shop work and welding, coupled with a CNC plasma torch table. And we put all that together in terms of manufacturing and repairs. I came to work here in 1994 as the bookkeeper. I had applied here as a welder. And Elmer kind of chuckled at me, said I didn't have the experience that he needed. And then a year later, he came and talked to me about being his bookkeeper. And so then I came on board as this bookkeeper and have been here, all those years. I have a farming background, so I grew up farming. I farmed some in La Mesa and then some here. And so the knowledge of the farm equipment and what is happening in the field has always helped when I'm talking to a customer about his needs. We just enjoy helping the customer and seeing what the needs are. I grew up on the farm in La Mesa, and we did our own welding. We did our own machine work. My dad had a lathe. We overhauled our own tractors. We did everything ourselves. We did our own mechanicking. And so I felt like I was proficient at that. But now, having been here this many years, I see how many years it really takes to be proficient as a good welder, knowing where to weld and where not to weld and why. And that's where Olton Welding really excels, is the knowledge we got through Elmer Lewis and seeing where things have failed from factories and where that weld was placed and where not to weld, so that you don't hurt the material that you're welding on and therefore break it in the wrong spot. I believe he started it in 1982. I know he was farming at the time, transitioned from farming into building and repairing more equipment. I think he had been doing a lot for neighbors up until that time. But 1982 is when he started at his house. There was a barn in his house here in town in Olton. The way I got the story was when the neighbors couldn't get in their driveways because of the amount of equipment around there. Yvonne said, "The barn goes or I go." And so that's when they came here in 1985 and bought this business and actually moved that barn over here, and it became our machine room. Basically built this business out of customer demand for Elmer Lewis's knowledge. I never had thought about owning a business like this. I was plenty satisfied being the bookkeeper. We had a good business, had a good relationship. I was in the office with Elmer all these years and learned a lot as I watched him with customers and with plans. And then one day out of the blue, Elmer and Richard offered the business for sale to Tanya and I. We had to pray about it for a long time and had to think about it for a long time. We could see that this business had always been a service and a ministry to this community. And we knew that we had a good clientele, and I knew them personally because of my bookkeeping with them, that they had needs that our business could provide. And I didn't want to see that go away from this community. I also had a lot of employees working here that had been here a lot of years. And I didn't want to see those guys out looking for jobs. And so Tanya and I approached this as a possible ministry opportunity for us to minister to the community and the customer and to the guys that were here to help feed their families. And we just asked God to close the door if he didn't want us to be here. Every 10 minutes we thought he had closed the door. We're plenty satisfied to do whatever he wanted, but it worked out, and Elmer and Richard sold it to us, and Richard retired, and Elmer came to work for me for a while and did most of my machining for the first couple of years. It's been a great great opportunity together, and we get to see how we can be helpful to the customer and to the employees at the same time. Olton is a unique place to live. It has lots and lots of great people. It doesn't have a lot of amenities as far as what you might want to do on nights and weekends with your family, but that also keeps it kind of quiet. I came up here because my wife grew up here. I came up here to farm with her folks and enjoyed learning to get to know the people here at Olton and going to church with people here at Olton. Just found out how nice the folks here really are. It's just a good group of people. I also volunteer with Olton and the Volunteer Hamlet Association. That's a great group of people to be around, and so there is so much to do in Olton, volunteer-wise and to help your neighbor-wise, and there's a lot of that going on. And a lot of good people involved in doing just that through their workplace, through their volunteer services, through what they do after the business. Olton's just a great place to raise a family. We've seen through time, especially in our smaller communities, where a local business wasn't supported well enough, and that business wasn't able to stay in business because people were going elsewhere. So it's always important to support our local businesses where we can. Sometimes we can't get all of the items that we need and we still have to go elsewhere. I have a lot of local businesses here that support me and come and buy their things here, and we try to do the same thing. We try to buy our product where we can from local businesses for things we need in the shop, because if we don't do that and they're not here, now we have to drive 25 miles or 60 miles to get those products. And it takes a certain amount of product, no matter where you live, to keep your house going and your plumbing going and your machinery going and your tractors repaired. And if you don't support those local businesses and keep that close to hand, you end up having to drive to do that. And even though we do drive a lot of times, more probably than we need to, when we lost our grocery store here a while back, we found out how bad it was to have to drive. There's lots of businesses in these small towns that are in that same shape. We just need to support them best we can. We do lots of things that people don't know we do, by and large. It's been amazing to me through the years how many times somebody will see something and say, well, I didn't know y'all did that. Like hydraulic hoses. We've always made hydraulic hoses since before my time here. We do lots of driveline work. We sell interstate batteries now. Somebody will come in here and look for bolts and screws and things, and we have an assortment of lots and lots of different kinds of screws and bolts, from metric right on into little bitty. I've got number 0, number 1, number 2, things that are smaller than your glasses screws. And you wouldn't think to look at Olton Welding for that. As far as services, our motto through the years has always been, we will custom build almost anything. And so whether it's something for your yard, or whether it's a sign off the torch table, or whether it's a handrail, not a lot of people would think to go to the farm repair shop for that. They think of this as just a welding shop, but they don't think about what we can do welding and machine and cutting wise and forming wise. It's always interesting to see what people need that they didn't think we had. Pan lid off of a potter pan. We actually have the knobs that go on the lids. Just all kinds of odd things are here that no one would think of. Probably one of the things that we do that fits more people outside of farming that is really normal to us that a lot of people might not think about is like utility trailer springs, axles, and hubs. A lot of people have a utility trailer or a boat trailer, and they don't really know where to find those springs and things, so we stock that kind of stuff. And so we're always working on springs or axles for stock trailers and for utility trailers, and we keep a pretty good assortment of that kind of thing. Probably the fastest way to get in contact is just by telephone at 806-285-3006. We say 30-06 like the big gun. We also have a website, oltonwelding.com, and on that website has contact information. It has employment information, employment benefits. It has all of the tax certificates and everything else you might need on it. It has a payment link, and of course our emails and stuff are on there as well. That's a good resource to get hold of us. We do appreciate the community and the customers and the support we've had. We've had a very good clientele all these years, and as bookkeeper I get to see that more than anybody, about how our customer needs us and we need them. If we don't reciprocate, we're all in trouble. And we've really had good success with our customers taking good care of us, and we've always enjoyed being able to take care of different things. We ship things long distances. You know, we've shipped floats to Colorado and cotton stuff to Kansas and cornhead stuff way down toward Houston. And so we cover a big area, and so we're busy doing things like corn heads, even though we're not growing some of that stuff right here is with this much irrigation. There is no project too big or too small. We're really here to serve this local community. And what we can do for those outside this community is just a plus for us. And we have tried to stay committed with Josh under our shop foreman and Marco as parks manager to helping the local customer, not just those who are out of town that are needing something on a time frame. And so it's always hard to juggle what you do time-wise. We try very hard to take care of our local folks because this community is what built us, and we really have a great appreciation for this community and these local customers.
Hi, my name is Robin Stevenson.
And Kyle Stevenson.
And we own and operate Sand Hill Garden Co. We're located at 503 Avenue D on the corner of 5th Street and D. Our business hours were open Tuesday through Friday 10 to 6 and Saturday 10 to 3 now that we're open in the summer. We're open from mid-April usually until the end of June.
The July 4th.
Yeah, till about July 4th we're open. This is our
fourth year
in operation. We started in 2020 during COVID, and we've been running great since then. So we provide all of our flowers. We also provide vegetables, and we pot plants for people. We help you put together plants, pots, whatever you need us to do. We're here to help. So I grew up in Olton my entire life. I graduated from Olton High School. I went off to Tech, and I met this super cool guy named Kyle at Tech. We started dating, and we got married. We moved back to Olton. We had lived in Lockney for about 4 years. We moved back to Olton about 5 years ago. I was sitting in a coffee shop one day and saw that the greenhouse was for sale, and it was one of those things that I've been going to my entire life. I've known this greenhouse my entire life, and I texted Kyle as a joke, kind of, and said, hey, do you want to buy the greenhouse? And he said, yes. Wasn't expecting it, but he's always been a plant person. He enjoys having a vegetable garden always. We don't hardly go a year without a vegetable garden, and so is that kind of how that went for you?
Yeah, pretty much. Robin texted me and said, would you want to buy this? And so I came home and told her, I was like, all right, we got the cash, let's go do it. She said, what? So I told her, I'll keep everything alive as long as you can sell it.
And so it was 2020 when this happened. We went and got it during spring break, and since we were in agriculture business, we were able to be open during all the COVID mess and all that kind of stuff. And so, and it was wild. It was a lot of fun. We sold a lot of flowers that year, but ever since then it's just been great. We have great backing from our community. Olton's been great to us, and we have several people coming from all over the place to get flowers from us. So COVID,
excellent.
It was an excellent time to start. We met a lot of people because there wasn't a whole lot of stuff that was open at the time, and so we were one of the few people that you could kind of come and talk and have a conversation during a time that we weren't even allowed to be close to each other.
People came to hang out all the time.
Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. It was a great year. I had 2 babies in the house, and they just came and went as needed, and I don't know, it was fun. My kids are in and out all the time. They'll come out here in a minute. They're excited to be on camera, but they're pretty used to coming in and out. They'll probably be the first people to greet you when you come to the greenhouse because they think they run this place too, and they probably can as well as I can. But it's been a great joy. It's kind of like welcoming people into our home, but without the mess out here. They can come to our home and and enjoy and fellowship with us, and that's a big part of our business. We enjoy having people out to talk and converse and fellowship, and that's really what we wanted to bring when we opened this. It's kind of like opening our home, but without the laundry piles. What is there not to love about Olton? We've had such great support since we opened this business here in Olton. Everybody's come out to support us and take care of us. We've had good times and bad times, and like I said, during COVID, we were one of the few places where you could come and have a conversation with an actual person and not a computer screen. And they came out in droves and they've supported us. They support my kids. They take care of my kids. They watch my kids. We're right here on the street. I've had other parents yell at my kids, "Don't get in the street." It's just a home and it takes a village, and I've loved it. I've lived here my whole life, and he has his same kind of opinion. He grew up in a large city, and
For those of you who don't know, I grew up in Arlington, so I grew up in the middle of DFW. So I love Olton because everybody supports each other. Everybody, you get to actually know your neighbors. They're like family. Everybody you go to church with is people you see at all the other shops in town, at school. You get to participate in the community and help out, and so it's a lot different than the way I grew up, and I like it. It's quiet.
It's quiet, yeah.
I went to Texas Tech. I was determined to get as far out of the suburbs as possible. So I thought Tech would look pretty cool. I thought Lubbock was a small town, which is kind of funny now. But so I was going to Tech. I met Robin. We started dating, and then we got married, and then we really did move out in the middle of nowhere. Started working at the cottonseed factory in Lockney, and we lived 4 miles outside of town, and that was wonderful. And so then, of course, as we started having kids, we wanted to move back to Olton, be close to family and friends and everybody. So we moved back out here, and it's been great ever since. We love it. Well, we're able to support the other activities going through town.
Right.
Just like all the other local businesses, we donate to, T-ball and the EMS and a lot of different things around town, and we couldn't do that without our customer support. They come and support us so we can support our community. And last time I checked, Walmart didn't come by and drop a bunch of cash on the local community here. So
right.
That's what's important to us. It keeps all the money here in town. It helps raise taxes for Olton and our city.
Well, and we try to keep it personal. If you come in and you need help with flowers, we're either one more than willing to help. We can put stuff together for you, and that's just something you're not going to get at a big box store. I'm more than happy to tell you what goes where, if it's sun or if it's shade, and I want to make your house look beautiful. And what's even more exciting is driving around town and seeing your own plants in somebody's front yard. Not gonna lie, I might have driven by and taken some pictures on my way, just because I was so excited to see that they've come by, they've bought from us, they love us. It shows love, and we've really enjoyed it. We really like that people come and support us here in Olton. It's great. These are our Vinca bags, and you can't find these anywhere else. They're really fun. They're really exciting.
If you go to another big box store looking for flowers, they're not going to be in this good a shape.
Right.
We spend a lot of time making sure everything is trimmed up and pruned and watered and fertilized, and
very
we want it to
well-loved.
look as best as possible for you. So, we spend a lot of time trying to keep everything as top-notch as possible. And then we try to find stuff that you can't get anywhere else. We have the Vinca bags, the papyrus-looking Prince Tut. That's a huge hit. We don't see that very often. We try to keep a lot of very nice-looking geraniums and stuff. These days, we typically have the cheapest vegetables.
Yeah.
Which we try not to go up on our prices. But
Yeah, we try to keep our prices, and we make sure to look around and keep our prices as low as possible, so you can keep it local and not feel like we're way overpricing ourselves. So we're not like a big boutique greenhouse. We're a small town. We want you to come shop with us and come have a great conversation while you're at it. You can find us on Facebook at Sand Hill Garden Co. You can also give me a call. We just want to say thank you to the Olton community. They've supported us amazing the last couple years, and we hope to keep it going for our kids in the future. The kids are our future, and that's why we do what we do. Thank you.
agreed.
Okay, Kyle, go into your daily routine with your mustache.
Right, yeah.
Please put that in the video.
If you want to go into that.
I would like to say there's a routine, but however, I just wake up and it curls itself into excellence.
That's a lie. Such a lie.
Naturally, just like perfect,
Yeah.
like mustache curl. You know, you don't have to touch it.
First sip of coffee and it just
No.
curls itself.
It does this little curl thing down. It's kind of sad.
That never droops. Ever.
Never droops ever.
My name is Hilario Coronado Jr.
My name is Tiffany Coronado.
My name is Ezekiel Coronado.
And we are the proud owners of the Taco Loco, and we are located at 804 6th Street here in Olton, and our hours are Monday through Friday, 6 in the morning till 10 in the morning, and Friday and Saturday we're open for dinner at 5 o'clock and until midnight or until sellout as well. We opened on May 19th, so we're pretty brand new to the town. So the products that we provide for Olton is breakfast in the morning. We have breakfast burritos every morning from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. and they are all ready to go. So we have about 6 different varieties of burritos and they're all ready to go. So once you get here, we're basically on in a few minutes and you're out the door. And for dinner, we have tortas, we have tacos, we have homemade tortillas every day, fresh and homemade. And one of our biggest specials is the Taco Loco special, which is a quesadilla that has all 3 meats. And also recently the Torta Loca also has all 3 meats as well. My favorite thing is the Taco Loco, which is the quesadilla. A lot of people that know me know I love cheese, so that's one of my favorites, and the elotes in the vaso.
I would say the Taco Loco is my favorite because, of course, I'm the one that cooks it. How I peel the skin of that cheese off the griddle and put it on your tortilla, you know. And I kind of say the same thing for the torta.
My preference for the breakfast burrito is the sausage and egg and cheese. I kind of just add more cheese and more cheese as I go. That's my favorite.
My personal would be the Papa La Mexicana. Has more of a Mexican culture towards it, and I love the fact that it has the jalapenos, the tomatoes, and onions in it.
Most likely be potato bacon egg.
Potato bacon egg is kind of our best seller sometimes, but we have pretty good flavors and pretty good choices as well, so they're good. So in the evening we have the rusa, which is a Mexican specialty drink. What it has in it is a squirt Coke and also grapefruit juice, pineapple juice, chamoy, tajin with a tamarindo straw, and also extra tajin and extra chamoy if you wanted it there as well. And then we also have agua de limon, which is a homemade lemonade, and also you can dress it up with chamoy and tajin also. And then we have the typical drinks, the Coke, Sprite, Dr. Pepper, Pepsi, Diet Coke, Diet Dr. Pepper as well. But in the mornings you have that variety for Cokes and apple juice and Sunny D. And we're not exactly sure when, but we do have plans to bring menudo to the menu whenever it gets a little bit colder and it's not so hot.
My parents are preachers, and it all started back when they would leave to revivals, and I have to provide for my 3 younger brothers, and you know, there's a total of 9 of us, but there'd be mostly our 3 younger brothers, and I'd have to cook for them or do a little here and there, and I started to like it. In the near future, after I started getting into the prison system, you know, I did 15 years with them. Throughout my career, I had a lot of buddies over, and I had friends and family that would come over, and they say, you have a very good touch with food. They said, you should open up a restaurant, you should open, you know, and finally I gave it some thought, and I didn't expect it to go as good as it went, but overall, that's where it comes from.
I mean, we want it to be a family business. It's only 3 of us, which hence, you know, the name of the business, the THE, for Tiffany, Hilario, and Ezekiel. We like to help out as much as we can. We've been married for almost 16 years, so it's always been a dream of his as well to cook and to have us all kind of together. You know, not everybody's fortunate enough to work together with their family, and if we can do that, we're more than happy to do that and to serve the community as well.
Well, mainly I'm just doing rusas, enchiladas, and then sometimes helping cook.
It does really good. What I love about Olton specifically is the support. It's just been outstanding. It's been amazing how much support we've gotten from local small businesses as well. Even if it's another restaurant, wherever we go, we hear good things and they're proud. We have regulars, they come all the time, and I know it's only been a few weeks, but the tremendous support that we've gotten from everybody, it shows the true love of a small town. The support that we're also able to give is also important because it's very important to support locally as well so that we can all keep running, because outside of Olton we don't have that support, so it's important to locally support each and every one of them.
We've pretty much supported everyone, and we've had great feedback. That I'd like to give a big shout out to the Regino barbecue. You know, we sat together, we talked together, and he gave us a little output about his business, and we got to talk for a little while, chit chat right before we started and opened up. And he gives us words of advice, you know, how a business is supposed to run. Olton is where I grew up. I've been here since 2000. It's comes a long way and see a lot of different support systems.
Yeah, the love shines through. So it's always good to show that love also. And we're a big family, as in Olton being a big family. So the support's always there, and hopefully it'll always stay there. I think it's important because it helps us all strive. Kind of hold each other accountable also, but it helps each other stay above water. Because sometimes it gets hard, the economy can be hard, but us as a community, we can always stick together and always bring up each other as well. It's super important. There's one thing that's not on the menu, we kind of did it purposely, which are the frijoles charros. We do give about a 4-ounce container, you know, every now and then we'll ask somebody if they do want some to try them. And that's one of the things that nobody really kind of knows about, but they're super yummy, they're really, really good. We recommend you to try them. But we also do have people that do know about them, and they ask for it in a whole 32-ounce cup. The best way to contact us is just to give us a call at 806-240-4387. You can always call ahead of time and put in that order, and we can get it done right away. And also, us personally, if you have us on Facebook or anything like that, we do have a Facebook page, and it is under the Taco Loco. Just make sure you put the periods in between the, because sometimes it won't pop up. But it's in there, and you'll be able to have like updates on there, and the hours are on there as well, or just contact information or messenger as well. So if you have seen this video, just make sure you mention it to us for an extra 10% off all the way until the weekend of 4th of July, more specifically till the 8th of July. Just mention it to us here at the window. Hey, I saw your video, you know, or put a like or anything that you can to support, and just mention it to us, and we'll do 10% off for you.
First of all, just thank you for supporting us, and just come out and get y'all some good food.
And I would just like to say thank you to everybody also that's reached out and has given us advice, and also has given us the prayers and thoughts. Also just to give love, because that's what God's given us, and God's opened doors for us in every way. So also give love as much as God has given us love.
I'll just say thank you for all the love and support. We couldn't appreciate it anymore.